Alrighty, hey guys. So I posted a reel earlier about it's like a 5-step method that I use to do my meal plans by the month. And listen, I love reels, but like 3 minutes is a very short time to say everything that needs to be said about meal planning. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go live real quick. This is not lunchtime devotions, y'all. It is like 3:22-ish in the afternoon. But I know a lot of people have been asking about like the meal plans. I love to hear about meal plans. I don't know how to make one. Or, I've really been able to use your, meal plan strategy or whatever. Or I like the meals you're cooking or whatever, right? Because my goal, for those of you who don't know, I am a busy mother and there's 7 people in our family. And so we are on a budget. Who's not? And my goal is to make dinner easy. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be easy. It can be pre-cooked. It can be something you throw together. It doesn't have to be hard. I want it to be simple. And I just want to encourage mamas maybe who didn't have a mom that taught them how to cook, or those of us who are just on the verge of, we're just trying to save what sanity we have left, right? Before we have a mental breakdown. And what is for dinner? Mom, what are we eating tonight? Or the husband, hey babe, what do you want for dinner? Like, it is a daunting question after years and children. And the more children you add, the more times you get asked that question. So my goal is to make that easy for you guys and to let you know that if I can do this, you can do it too. So like I said, I did a reel. It was like less than 3 minutes long. And that was just way not enough time to share how to meal plan. So it gave you the 5 steps, but I'm going to break it down here in the video. So if you tune in live, that's great. If you want to watch the replay, that's fine too. But I just kind of wanted to teach you guys my ways for a little bit. I am by no means a professional. This is what's worked for me, able to run my family, and has kept me somewhat sane. Those of you who know me know that's questionable. But so the 5 steps to monthly meal planning are super simple. If I can do it, you can do it. Step 1 is to make a folder. All right. The reason I do this is it's just like a regular, binder. And I put a little cover on it that says meal plans. And this, y'all, it stays on the little shelf in my kitchen that's under my microwave, so it's easy to get to. And inside this, I keep my favorite recipes. I keep my meal plans in here. So like whenever I make them up, these are some old ones for low carb. This is an old one for Trim Healthy Mama when I was doing it. And so what I do is I get, step 1, I get a folder, binder, whatever, and I put these sheet protectors in it. And you guys, these things are like life, okay? These sheet protectors, love them. And the reason I do is because if I'm cooking something, I can take this into the kitchen with me. And even if it gets splatter painted with food, or if I'm, trying to fry up something, it's not gonna mess up my recipe. I'm not gonna have to print it again. And the same thing for the meal plans. I put my meal plans in the little sheet protectors so that I can hang them on my refrigerator. And even if the kids' sticky fingers or whatever gets spilled on it, it's not gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna lose that meal plan. I've got it. I can hang on to it. So step 1, make a folder, print out some of your favorite recipes, and leave some blank envelopes, some little, little sheet protectors that are free, so that when you do build your meal plans, you can keep them. Because like we have not done low carb since like the middle of February. Okay, so, but it's still in here. So if I decide to switch back, or if we have health concerns, we need to, it's in here to go back to. Trim Healthy Mama, I haven't done that for several years, but guess what? I work so hard at those meal plans, I'm saving them, because if I decide to go back, I can just grab them out and I know what I'm gonna cook. I know what's on there. I don't have to think it through. So yeah, step 1, grab yourself a binder. Step 2, you're going to make a list of at least 20 dinners. Now I know you guys are like, I don't even know how to cook 20 things. How in the world am I gonna make a list of 20 dinners? Well, it's really easy. What you do is you go to your kids and you say, hey, babe, what is your favorite meal? Give me 2 of your favorite meals that mommy makes. And you ask your husband, and you ask all your other children, and you ask your parents, and you ask your neighbor, hey, what is your favorite meal? And what you do is those tried and true recipes that you like, you're just gonna make a list of them. You're just gonna write them down. And listen, it does not have to be fancy, okay? This particular list that is not any kind of, I'm gluten-free, so everything I cook is going to be gluten-free within reason, like cinnamon rolls for breakfast. Obviously, those are the pop-open ones from Aldi. I just don't eat them. But the majority of dinners, everything at dinner is something I can eat, right? Because if I'm putting the work in, I'm gonna eat those calories. So I made a list of all of these meals that we like. And listen, it's not hard. I have like tacos, taco pie, that's a second meal. Southwest tater tot casserole, it has taco meat in it, that's a third meal. Y'all, think outside the box. You can make tacos a bunch of different ways. You can use ground beef a lot of different ways, chicken a lot of different ways. And if you're super fancy and want to organize it by the meat that you use, knock yourself out. Did I do that? No. Why? Because I just wanted to know what they wanted to eat, so I knew what to cook. I had to throw these last night. I told my husband, I said, babe, I gotta make meal plans. I don't know what I'm cooking. It's driving me crazy. I feel so much better when I'm prepared and I know what I'm after at the grocery store and I know what I'm cooking so I can make sure it's defrosted, because when I'm just winging it, you guys, I mean, I'm already a hot mess, but it's like a hot mess on steroids. It gets really bad. So what we did was we made a list of dinners. Now, okay, everybody's different. Mornings in the Lightsey home are kind of crazy, not gonna lie. So I cook the same thing for breakfast every week. So like on Mondays, I'll show you guys my little meal plan here. On Mondays, we have the same thing. It's like breakfast casserole or cinnamon rolls, right? I'm sorry if this is backwards. So every Monday on every meal plan is gonna be breakfast casserole or cinnamon rolls, depending on, you know, how bad of a weekend we had. All right. And then every Tuesday is going to be eggs, toast, and bacon. Every Wednesday, it's Waffle Wednesday. Thursday, scrambled or sausage egg biscuits. On Friday, it's French toast Friday, right? Like, I try to make it easy. So every single week, my breakfasts are exactly the same. That does not change. For lunch, I don't cook lunch. We can have leftovers. My husband and I typically, the kids will make sandwiches. They'll make ramen. They'll grab a can of whatever. Like, you're on your own. Listen, when you got a family this big, you got to save your sanity somewhere. Mama does breakfast. I do dinner. Lunch is not my baby. You do you, boo. And as fed is best, as long as they're eating, right? So lunches are typically a little more, you know, sandwiches and salads. But come dinner, that's my baby. That's where I like to play around a little bit. So I'm going to make all of these lists of all these dinners. I got my 6 breakfasts because I don't cook breakfast on Sunday. And like I said, we repeat the same breakfast every week. And that's okay, because breakfast is hard. Mornings are hard. And I want to save what sanity I have left. Easy. And then I went ahead and wrote, because I made up 6 meals, 6 meal plans at a time. So I have enough for 6 weeks. You can do 4. You need at least 20 meals to do 4 weeks, because you can repeat some of those meals, but I try to, you know, I try to make it a little more fancy. I try to not repeat the same meal if I can help it. And I went ahead and listed some desserts. So at the beginning of all of my meal plans, I'm gonna have 1 dessert that week. So like this is peanut butter chocolate oat bars, all right? I'm not gonna cook dessert every night. That's not in our budget. My kids do not need that much sweets. My husband and myself do not need that much sweets. So I'm gonna do 1 a week, and I'm gonna list it at the top of my meal plan, all right? So step 1, what? Find yourself a binder. Step 2, what? Make a list of your meals, your kids' favorites. Get your family's help to do this. Don't try to figure it out on your own. Step 3, we're going to assemble those meal plans. So I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna pick a taco type thing. I'm gonna pick a chicken type thing. I'm gonna pick some creamy pork chops. I'm gonna pick, oh, let's do a pot roast. Or, oh, you know, Thursdays is ballet. Let me do a soup in the Instapot so it's done easy, whatever. I'm gonna pick these. I'm gonna pick 6 meals. I don't cook on Sundays. It's my day off. It's a day of rest. Mama does everything else on Sunday but cook. So I have my 6 days, and this meal plan template came from Canva. So it's an app. I downloaded it on my phone, and I just keep editing it to change it out each week. So like you'll notice on this week, we've got the balsamic chicken with noodles, salads, easy. All right. Tuesday is going to be cabbage and kielbasa. Wednesday, we have, what does that say? Thai beef lettuce wraps. I can't read backwards. Taught my kids how to read. I can't read backwards. Thursday, we have chili dog casserole. Friday's taco soup. Saturday is chicken nuggets with mac and cheese and green beans. And you guys are going to notice that the majority of the time, if we have grilled chicken or meatloaf, or if we have whatever, chicken nuggets, we're going to cook a lot of mac and cheese and green beans. We cook a lot of squash. We cook a lot of broccoli. And we do a lot of like mashed potatoes. And the reason being is it's shelf staple stuff that I have on hand all the time. I don't have to think about it. If I need a side, I know I'm going to go with squashes, zucchini or summer squash, whatever I've got. I'm gonna go with frozen broccoli. I'm gonna go with frozen green beans or canned green beans. I use a lot of canned stuff because it's easy. There's only so much room in that freezer. I gotta have room for meat too. All right, so we eat a lot of the same sides. So the main thing I focus on is just the meals. What is the bulk of this gonna look like? You can throw a salad with anything. So if you have lettuce on hand, just know every week I need to grab some lettuce. If your kids don't eat lettuce, get creative. You know, toast and broccoli. We do a lot of potatoes because they're cheap. They come, you know, you can fry those babies up. You can bake them. You can mash them. Potatoes is like, it's amazing. It's my favorite. You can tell, right? I'm not afraid of the carbs. And so I just keep it simple. I will take my list of my 20 plus meals and I'm just going to plug them in boop, boop, boop on dinners throughout my week. Like I said, this came from Canva. It's what I use because it's easy. And I just print them out. So I've got several and they are all different. All the dinners are different every week. And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to compile. I know what I'm eating for breakfast, lunches, mama's off. Dinner, I'm going to do this, 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 and I'm just going to fill that in. And then I'm going to add my dessert so I make sure that I get the ingredients for it when I go to the grocery store. Okay? So now that we've got our binder, now that we've got our list, and we've decided what we're eating when, our next steps is going to be step 4. We're going to go out to our pantry. If you have a pantry, if you have cabinets with food, if you have whatever, a garage, I don't know, wherever you keep your groceries on hand, shop there first. This is how you're going to save money and make sure you don't buy a whole bunch of stuff you have to make room for. Shop what you're cooking. Make a list of your ingredients on your little handy dandy cheap notebook from the dollar store, whatever. Make your grocery list and go ahead and check off what you already have on hand. That is the #1 money saver with meal planning, is cooking what I have so I don't replace it. I don't buy more. I can use what I've got before it expires and nothing goes to waste in this home. Okay, so shop your pantry first. Then after you've marked off all the ingredients you already have on hand, that's when you're gonna go to the grocery store. Okay, so if you make your list, you know what you're cooking. You're gonna make your grocery list, and this one actually has it on here. You can kind of put your shopping list at the bottom. Alrighty, I'm gonna go through, okay, I have this in my pantry, check. I have this kind of meat in the pantry, check. I have my vegetables, check. All right, and then whatever's left is what I'm gonna buy, and that's gonna be a huge money saving factor if you don't already do that. You should. If your mama didn't tell you, that's okay. I'm here to tell you, I'll be your mama. Listen, shop your pantry first. If you wanna save money, it's sitting out there in cupboards. It's in your cabinet. Make sure you shop your pantry. After that's over, go to the grocery store, get all your goodies. All right, that's step 4, super easy. So we're gonna review. Get a binder. #1, keep it in the kitchen where it's easy. Get sheet protectors so nothing gets splatter painted. You don't lose any of your favorite stuff. Okay, step 2, make your list of all your fun dinners. Step 3, assemble your meal plans and print them out. Step 4, take that grocery list down here and shop your pantry. Okay, super simple. And then what is the 5th one? It's easy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my handy dandy notebook. All right, hope I don't have to pay copyright for Blue's Clues for that one. And I'm going to take my meal plan, all right, and I'm going to put it on my refrigerator. It's in this little holder. I've got all of these weeks available, okay? I did these one day and I have enough meals without having to think about what I'm cooking for 6 weeks, okay? If I can do 6 weeks, you can do 4 weeks, okay? That's fine. If you need to do 2 weeks and just rotate back and forth, that's great. I do it this way so that I can think one day and then I can just cook for months and months and months. And if there's something on here we're tired of, I'll just pick a different week. I don't have to rotate the same order every time, but pretty much for 6 weeks, I don't have to think about what I'm gonna cook tomorrow because I've already taken time to do it. I just have to realize on whatever my shopping day is, what ingredients do I need, what do I have, and make sure that I'm ready for the week. Super easy. Last step, you're gonna put it in your sheet protector and you are going to hang it on your refrigerator and you're good to go. You've spent one day of thinking and brain power, right? You know, the smoke is coming out your ears and you're like, I just don't know. But you have weeks, you have at least a month of time to recuperate because you put in the work in one day. It's so worth it, you guys. Meal planning. I love meal planning. Cooking, I enjoy most of the time. It depends on how many kids are under my feet, but I do enjoy meal planning. And so if I can do it, you guys can do it. It's super simple. And like I said, if you didn't have a mama who taught you how to meal plan, that's okay. I'll be your fill-in mama. Get you guys a list of ingredients. Get you guys a list of what you like. Plug it into each day. Like I said, even if you only make 2 weeks, that's great because you can rotate those 2-week meal plans over and over and over again until you get tired of it. And that's that much time you've saved. Mom, what are we eating for dinner? Or what do you want for dinner? Or what do I need to defrost? You'll already know. You've already put in the work and now you get to reap the benefits. So I just wanted to show you guys. That's the 5 steps to monthly meal planning. My version. Like I said, I'm not a professional. It's worked for us. It's saved us money. And if it can help one person, then I will share it and show my mom bun self face on Facebook. So if you know a friend who needs help, or if you have any questions about your meal plan, I plan to post my meal plans on Monday. So you're going to see what I'm cooking, and you can feel free to borrow that. That is fine. I do the work. You guys can reap the benefits. It's okay. But I encourage you to do your own, because every family eats differently, and it really isn't hard. It is not as intimidating as we make it out to be. You can do it. You can save your family money. You can be prepared, and you can save your mama brain what's left of it by meal planning in advance. Spend one day, reap the benefits for at least a month. So if you guys have questions, or if you feel like there's some topic that I skipped over, feel free to send me a message. You can comment on the video, share this video with your friends that need to know the basics of meal planning, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. I want you to save money. I want you to be the best mom you can be. And if not having to think, what am I gonna cook for dinner, is the way that you get to be that best mom, then by golly, I'm happy to help. So y'all take care. Meal planning, 5 easy steps for monthly meal planning. It is so, so worth it. So I encourage you guys, you got this. If I can do it, you can too. And I'll catch you guys later.